many people here. I'm kind of intimidated by this. There's Atlanta is one of those places where I think over time they're sort of rising in the art spectrum and then a kind of collapse. And what usually happens is that the better artists who pass through Atlanta end up going somewhere else. And a great example is someone like Kara Walker, who graduated from the Atlanta College of Art and is now an international art star. And she really is not someone I think that we can claim at this point as an Atlanta artist. But I think that what's happening lately in Atlanta is actually quite interesting because my sense is that Atlanta has never had the momentum that it has right now. And that's despite, in some cases maybe because of the bad economy. I mean, obviously, the gallery world in Atlanta, we have some excellent galleries. I mean, I think I made a list of ones that I think that you should go to on a regular basis, and there were about 20. But it's a very fragile ecosystem in terms of the collector base of the galleries, the Atlanta-based artists there. But at the same time, there have been a string of developments I think are really exciting. One is the Savannah College of Art has started a location in Atlanta about 5 or 6 years ago, which has provided lots of great education, but also teaching jobs for artists in Atlanta. There's growth at other universities in the area, Kennesaw State University, which is also employing more and more artists. There is, I think, an outpouring actually of nonprofit organizations. I mean, I'm not sure that there was a period about 35 years ago in Atlanta where essentially all the major institutions that exist today, the Atlanta Contemporary Arts Center, Art Papers, and others were created during a similar kind of moment. And today, over the last 5 years, I think there probably are like 12 new nonprofit art organizations in Atlanta, all of which are serving very different interests. Some of which are serving a kind of underground, younger audience of people, which is incredibly vibrant. Others are a couple of things that I've started. One is Flux Projects, which is a temporary public art organization, which is sort of a mix between something like Creative Time and a Nuit Blanche. There are lots of other things. One of the great things I think that's been an issue for Atlanta artists and institutions is that the High Museum, which is gets the bulk of the funding for the arts in Atlanta, has until recently not necessarily been as responsive to the Atlanta art community as we would hope for them to be. And I think that in the last year that's really begun to change, and they've really begun reaching out to the rest of the community. I think the other thing, which is along the line of what you were saying, is Larry, is that there's also been an outpouring of public art, not just Flux Projects. There's a belt line that will go around the inner city of Atlanta. It's the old rail lines. And last year was the first Art on the Belt line. There were, I think, 50 different projects. This is a thing that will tie together all of the neighborhoods within the middle of Atlanta, and it really has created a corridor for art, and art is being, in a sense, used to market this thing to tie the whole community together. There have been other things like Living Walls, which was an international street art festival that happened last year. Lots of murals on the walls, lots of things engaged in sort of street art. And I think that between all of these different things, it literally is a time where even if you're in the know in the Atlanta art community, there's always something new that you have to be on the lookout for, that you're going to go there and there'll be 400 people there and it will be very vibrant and alive.
You know, you're both